So it is probably 2:30 in the morning, and it is our date night. And unfortunately, I'm gonna get the light on here. Unfortunately, depression struck, and it struck in the form of um, her mother really giving her a heavy guilt trip about going out on a date, and really got into her head. And I really had to, kind of one walk myself back that I can't tell her. And she said the same. You can't tell me how I feel. I said, I'm not trying to tell you how you feel, but I am pointing out the facts that our planning of this was very joyous. The um, the actual event, as far as us going out and everything was fine. But then she was getting text messages from her mother about, coming back to her house to spend the night, and because her kids are there and things like that. And it just lumped on this pressure where she, just kind of broke. And so we've been, talking. She wanted to go home, but I'm not letting her, because, and not because it's a control issue, it's because we've had wine here in the last couple of hours. So we're not going to go down that road as far as being somewhat emotional and potentially inebriated. We're not going to do that. So she's agreed to that part, and she's really was, in a very emotional state, but got to the point where she realized what I was saying was correct. What she's feeling right now was triggered from an external source. And as unfortunate as that is, it was kind of a bright spot that I think that there was a point where she saw what I was talking about. Um, it's not necessarily to apportion blame solely on her mother, but again, the things that people have or are afflicted with, it's not something they choose. What apparently, is going on with her mother. Her mother was choosing to text her at a late hour. Now she's probably concerned, as well she should be, but um, my girlfriend is extremely concerned about, again, me. And I've told her, I said, I'm not going anywhere. We're going to be fine, but we just have to be able to work our way, through these things and be able to communicate openly. So I told her that, you know, I I would go for the walk with her, but she didn't want the company. I said, well, at least let me trail back. She said, I don't feel like being followed. So I had to allow, that I stopped trying to be, the answer for some of these things, even in a safeguarding sense. Now, um, she has her phone on her. I said, just call me. And our community is like in kind of a loop area. So if there's two ways to get in and out of our community. So as long as you don't wander outside of that area, you'll be fine. You'll be absolutely fine. So I just told her, call me if you need me, because I know this area. That was my concern, um, and we're gonna go from there. But guys, again, like I've said before, this isn't for everybody, and I think the more that we go through these, I think it bothers her. I think it worries her. But as long as I stay consistent in my message that, look, I'm here and I'm not going, anywhere, and then that we have love, we express love for each other regularly. So when you have those things, you have a lot more than, like I've pointed out to her, we have a lot more than some people who don't have depression in either person or anxiety. We have more because a lot of times people just take those things for granted. So um, I just wanted to kind of put these thoughts out. Again, depression and anxiety are not something people choose, and I would rather deal with this, because again, it's something she's not choosing, than some of the people that I've been with who openly chose maybe not depression or anxiety, but drama. combativeness, just a lot of other things on a regular basis that, um, while they might have something unregulated, unchecked, or whatever, it still played itself out in a much different scenario. And in this, my girlfriend has been extremely honest about, what goes on with her, and, her want to protect me. And I just said, I understand, I appreciate that, and that's what people would do for each other. But the analogy that I used, and I've talked about this in prior videos, is that if I had diabetes or, some sort of medical condition where it was really going to, have places and times where it could have like heavy episodes, I asked, would you leave me? And she said no. I said, well, then I'm not going anywhere either. So, um, I'm going to go just kind of peek my head out to make sure that she's okay, because the last thing we want to do is compound this emotion with, her getting, um, maybe turned around in my neighborhood. It's her first time here, and or having, somebody or bodies try to approach her again. It's a strange hour, and strange things can happen. So I'm going to leave it at that. But guys, if you have any experience with this, please leave it in the comments. And I am very aware to keep myself checked and to keep myself strong. So if you have something outside of that, things that you recommend that I can do, things that you recommend maybe your partner had done that helped during episodes, but I am watching my mental health, and part of it is talking to you guys. So please keep that in mind, and I appreciate the thoughts. I'm going to leave it at that. And again, leave everything in the comments. Would love to hear from you guys. Please hit the like, even the dislike, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, would love to have you, because we're having talks like this and on some other topics that have some real areas in life that we can address, and that have a common ground for many people in society. So we'll see you guys soon. Peace, love, unity, solidarity.